let me give you an example that when I think of toxic positivity, this is just a story that comes to my mind every time. And it was when my youngest, who was born with kidney issues and he was born with club feet. And so he had these massive casts, all like full leg casts as a baby. And this guy came up to me at church and wanted to know what the casts were for. And so I told him like all the things that Preston had going on. He also had a nephrostomy tube, like a tube draining his kidney at the time, right? I mean, he was very
Mm.
sick. And so I just was kind of explaining what we had been through and what he was going through. And he said, "Oh, you're blessed, you're blessed, you're blessed," right? That's toxic positivity. That is saying, but you have Jesus, everything's fine. And that is just not how we are called to be, and it's not how we are called to live with one another. Jesus was also real about his hard things. Jesus wept. Jesus asked God to change his fate. Jesus was real. He was real with other people. We are supposed to mourn with those who mourn. And also, I think that relates to the relationship we have with ourselves. Like, it is okay to admit things are hard. It is okay to grieve. It is okay to be angry. It is okay to be sad. And I think the way that we do that as people who are Christians, who believe in the light of Christ, who have the light of Christ in us and around us, is to bring it all to God and say, I am spent. I am fill in the blank. And I know you are still here. And I can see you working in this way. And I can see how I am not alone. I think that toxic positivity is only leaning into the light. I think that we are supposed to hold the darkness and the light together. Both exist. The darkness of this world is real, and so too is the light. And if we only focus on the darkness, then we will become cynical and, you know, we will perish in that way. Our souls will slowly dwindle. And if we only focus on the light, then we are unable to feel empathy for other people and even ourselves. And
Mhm.
so I think we really are meant to live in the and. We're supposed to acknowledge the hard and always keep our eyes open to the light.
Yeah. I think what's so hard about toxic positivity too, as parents, is that when someone responds, like I have a very sick child and someone responds like, "Oh, you're so blessed, but you don't feel blessed." And you're like, "Am I a bad mom? Like, am I a bad mom if I don't feel like like if I'm not liking this part of parenting right now?" And then you start to doubt yourself and then you start to go to the negativity way. And it just is so, so hard. But I do feel like our culture really kind of leans that way, like in an
It's so
extreme.
isolating, isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
it's such a weird thing, and I don't understand why it's so prevalent in Christian culture. I mean, I feel
Mm,
like as Christians, we should be able to mostly confide in other Christians. Like, we are supposed to help each other hold each other's burdens. Um, I mean, the Jesus was clear that there will be trouble here. And
mm,
two, he is here. Both of those things are true. We are not meant to like every aspect of our lives. I just don't think that that's possible. And what an
yeah.
unreasonable expectation we put on ourselves and put on each other. I
Yeah.
think that life is hard and life is good. And the way that we get through life with our humanity intact is to live in the end.
Do you have any gratitude practices, or I guess you could kind of say and practices that you do with your kids?